folded it.
Well, it just showed what a good player he is there, you know, because it's a correct play. Free-handed, you don't want to double up hands. He's a very vicious player, you know, aggressive player, and you got to assume that you even money if you're lucky.
It was the correct fold, but I would have preferred a raise on the button in the first place.
Oh, I agree there, 100%.
Do you find people still come up to you and refer to late night poker as obviously the first winner?
Yeah, a lot of people. Everybody remembers late night poker, you know.
Yeah.
I still get people going into my ex-wife's shop and saying, I see Dave won last night, and she goes, what? And they'll say, oh, late night poker, and it's some replay what's on from 8 years ago, you know. And they watched it 8 years ago too, and they don't know it's a repeat.
Raise 1,000 more. Re-raise.
Wow, look at this. This is such strong play from Prez. Got to admire his heart.
He's changed this game into the old game what Porrick used to play. Chicken, baby. It's not called no limit, all limit, it's called chicken. And then Rickson's going to be spitting feathers.
Prez, he flat called, Henriksen raised, and Banzi immediately said all in. And he's going to win this pot. He had the best hand, but of course, Henriksen wasn't to know that all he had was 10-6.
I won a bracelet in 2006 in the World Series and got to the VPT final table in Bahamas same year. So it was a good year for me. Yeah, this one table tournaments I really like because it feels like you got to the final table right away. The cameras and everything, I really like it, so it will be pretty fun.
Andy Black still with a healthy chip lead, but things can change very quickly at this stage of the game.
Call.
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 Well,
Family
Check.
pot.
you're given the opportunity to call here, so all three are going to see the flop. Andy Black just limped in on the button. Now who's going to catch it? And in fact, Andy Black has got a pair of nines.
Check.
Check.
Prez Banzi could hit a straight with a 4.
That's 700.
I know he's going to put 700 in to catch it, though.
Call.
Call.
Well, he has. Now that really is an unusual call. I think it's because there was no raise pre-flop. Maybe he feels that he can take it off, Andy Black.
He's going to have to. I mean, the trouble with this situation, I'll find myself in it lots of times. You put your money in there to catch some, and you don't catch it. You've got no choice but to bluff at the end.
And he's hit the 4.
Well, there you go. You see, that's why you put it in.
Oh, look at this. And he's doing a little bit of acting, just checking. Now, the pot's 2,600.
I think if he puts a good bet in, he's going to get called here by that 9.
2,000.
Bet 2,000.
I think Andy's going to call him, mate. The only thing that might save him is Andy's wondering what the hell he called him with on the flop. Ace-3-9, you know, what's he calling with? Maybe 3-4, maybe 2 pair now, you see. That might have saved him, I don't know.
There was no raise pre-flop. Prez Banzi called the big blind, checked the flop, called the bet from Andy Black. What on earth could he have called with on an ace-3-9 rainbow flop? Checked the turn, and this is what Andy's thinking. When I now check the turn, he knows I haven't got an ace.
Pair of 9s.
If I was Andy, I'd be thinking maybe Banzi has called with an ace. Then he's checked it to me, give me a chance to bet again. I never bet, now he's betting it at the end for value. That's the most obvious scenario, I think. And the most unobvious one is that he sat there with a deuce-5.
Okay, you win. It's a good bluff. Really fun.
Well, Andy's made a good fold.
He has made a good fold. The only thing I would question there, possibly, is do you think that Perez made too big a bet on the end?
Yeah, if he'd have bet 1,200, I think Andy would have probably called him without studying it. He just thrown it in there, you know. But yeah, he made a little bit too much.
Back in the day, I used to watch late night poker. You know, I used to think to myself that it'd be fun playing on late night poker, but I didn't really know the game that well. And then after I learnt it, you know, I started to see the players that used to play on late night poker. So it's, you know, it's just kind of fun being here and playing with them players on this show.
Welcome back to Party Poker, Late Night Poker. Blinds are 300, 600. Andy Black way out in front. 17,000 chips.
Pass.
No real clashes for the last 30, 40 hands. It's been very cagey.
Cool.
Cool.
10 high good?
Check. I don't know what the flop is here.
Check.
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 Henriksen flops top pair.
1,000.
Bets 1,000.
Prasbanzi's trying to take it off him here.
Cool.
He's at the straight. This is unbelievable. Prasbanzi, he tried to represent a king on the turn. He's now rivered
2,000.
the nut straight. Can you believe this? And if Henriksen didn't believe that he had a king on the turn, he's going to think his jack is still good.
Yeah, I mean, he should have raised on. He should have raised with his jack, really. I don't know. I mean, if he's got a king, he re-raises him. At least you find out where you are. You don't need to give him 3 cards away. He's played it pretty bad, and that's why he's losing his chips now.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. He definitely should have bet the flop. He gave Praz a free card. He doesn't know that Praz missed completely, just to try to steal on the turn. It's Christmas for Praz now. He's rivered the nut straight, middle pin 7.
He's got a look of greed on his face there, and here, look at him. He wants them chips in that pot. Look at that face. If you play this game weak, this is what happens, unfortunately. The cards come back and get you.
These two players facing off here. Both won their first World Series of Poker bracelet in No Limit Hold'em last year. Prasbanzi in a $1,000 event, and as Henriksen in a $1,500 event. These guys don't like to be bluffed.
Straight.
Made the call.
5-8.
Convinced himself
Man, I
that
knew it.
Prasbanzi didn't have a
Try
king.
out.
Thought his jack was
5-8.
good. He's going to be sick that he's allowed Prasbanzi to get to the river and make that straight. And he's paid him off, and Henriksen is now short stack.
It was a 5-8 or a Bankroll flop.
And there you see it. And as Henriksen in real danger now, needs to get busy. Henriksen got the button. 4-5 off suit. Well, he's decided to move all in. Let's hope his timing's right.
What is it?
Andy Black asking. Andy Black's got an ace here. He's asking how much it is. The blinds 300, 600.
All in.
Henriksen's all in.
Well, if Andy called, he would have him in all sorts of trouble with that ace 4.
Now, it's a tough decision here because it's 4,200 to call. Doesn't really want to risk doubling him up.
And plus, of course, he's got Banzi set behind him. He don't know what the hell he's got.
Cool. Cool.
He's
He's called.
decided to call.
Could make himself a nice pot here. Be pushed all in, especially after Andy studied for a while. Or he could get out the way and hope Andy knocks him out.
He's got enough here
How much was that?
4,200.
to push Andy Black off this pot.
Oh, for definite.
The fact that Andy just chose after a long decision to just flat call, Prasbanzi's got to feel his hand is good. If you're going to play this hand, you either move in, get it heads up,
Yeah, he's got to move in off
or
right away.
fold.
Move in or fold. I personally think the right place right away, because you know he's got a chance of getting rid of him, getting heads up with Andy. No risk.
So a strategic play.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Well,
He's gone all in, right?
he's took my one. He's moved all in.
Yep.
Andy Black knows it's odds on that
Andy-
Prasbanzi's got a better ace. And if not, he's definitely got a pair bigger than a pair of fours.
Yeah, Andy Black's going to throw his hand away. I'll give you £1 million if he calls you, Simon. Well, I'll give you £5 now, and I'm going to write you an IOU out for the rest.
With another 6,800.
No way is Andy Black calling.
Cool.
Cool.